Well, hello, good evening to you. Welcome. This is Ghana Tonight. We'll have news up here at Desawe Kanda, also live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com. I am Alfred Ocansey. Tonight, pro-government group counters Occupy Jubilee House protesters in the UK. Also, UK version of it, as the protesters accuse the High Commissioner of refusing to accept their petition. We'll hear from both sides how it all went down in the UK. Stay with us. Labour tonight, the Trade Union Congress serves notice it will head to the courts to challenge the law that prohibits security personnel from joining labour unions. We have a security expert and a labour expert on this matter tonight. Also, we'll take a look at the sorry state of some national heritage sites with a focus on the ancient Bole Mosque, which is currently in a deplorable state. The executive director of the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board is our guest. As always, let's hear from you. You have a say in what we say here on Ghana Tonight. The hashtag, as always, is Ghana Tonight on Facebook and X or Twitter. Join us. Let's settle for Ghana Briefs.
The Ghana High Commission in London today witnessed a clash between anti-government and pro-government groups. Attempts by the anti-government group to picket at the UK High Commission in London over the current economic challenges in Ghana was scuttled by a pro-government group.
If you guys knew about legislation, I would go through this.
Minority in Parliament says they will not be cowed in any attempt by the police to injunct the October 3 Occupy BOG demonstration. Minority Chief Whip Kwame Gavins Agboja noted that the police cannot be arbitrary in their dealings after an Accra High Court found processes served on organizers to be incomplete.
We have had further discussions with the police, and the police officially wrote to us confirming that Tuesday is the day they are ready to let us do the demonstration, and the route has been approved. But all of a sudden we hear the police in bad faith attempting to resurrect an issue which does not exist. So I'm happy the court threw their case away today.
The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice has expressed discomfort over the President's delay in assenting to the anti-witchcraft bill 2 months after Parliament passed it. Commissioner of Strat Joseph Withal asserts that the delay in addressing the issue can exacerbate wrongdoing against victims and other vulnerable groups. His reaction comes from the back of the killing of a 60-year-old woman accused of being a witch in Northeast region.
Any day that is delayed in the signing into law of this bill is a day that leads to the torture of elderly women. And as of last week, one more woman has been killed.
The Health Ministry is to seek Cabinet approval for an emergency fund for modern equipment procurement for the Kolebu Teaching Hospital renal unit. A Deputy Minister of Health, Alhaji Mahama Asei Seni, who made this known on the sidelines of an event in Accra, referred to the health emergency at Kolebu Teaching Hospital as potentially fatal if not addressed promptly.
Normally, because these agencies are autonomous a bit, they take up certain decisions before even the ministers are aware. So this one we'll have to investigate and find out what we'll do.
The Ghana National Fire Service says it suspects built up pressure in the gas pipeline as cause of the Friday morning fire near the Tema Oil Refinery. A gas booster station, Quantum Gas, near the Tema Oil Refinery's pipeline caught fire on Friday morning. Reports indicate that the company was transferring gas from vessels at the port to the booster station for distribution to terminals in the area when the incident occurred. Managers of the Tema Oil Refinery say no damage has been recorded yet. Meanwhile, the Ghana National Fire Service says companies that shut down as a result of the fire can resume operations.
Well, there's more news on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. This is Ghana Tonight. Coming up next, pro-government group counters the Occupy Jubilee House protesters, this time in the UK, as the protesters accuse the High Commissioner of refusing to accept their petition earlier today. We'll hear from both sides on this matter. And these are the protesters you see on the screen there. But the Ghana High Commission in London today witnessed a clash between government and pro-government groups. You could say that's anti-government or the state of affairs in this country raising specific concerns, and then another pro-government group sort of. Now, attempts by the group that were protesting about the issues happening in this country picket at the UK High Commission in London over the current economic challenges in Ghana. They were also confronted, some form of scuttling, by another pro-government group. These are some of the videos you're seeing on the screen right now of what happened, and then also the near clash between these two groups of Ghanaians in the UK, and one talking about the economic situation and everything that is happening in this country. Reason why the Occupy Jubilee House protesters last weekend in Ghana also sought to occupy the frontage of the Jubilee House. Those same reasons were on the basis of that this other group of Ghanaians in the UK also carried those same issues on the streets of London. What we're learning is that the protesters made an attempt to present a petition to the Ghana High Commissioner to the UK, Papa Oswankoma. But I'm going to show you a video. This is what the protesters are saying, that he refused to hear from them or even take the petition because they did not send an email ahead of today before they showed up. Take a look.
To the UK, Papa Oswankoma, but he will not give them a listening ear.
Your citizens are here to address you. You are literally leaving. You are leaving. You are leaving. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Don't sit down. Sir, talk to us. Sir, we came to meet you. Sir, talk to us before you leave.
The protests, meanwhile, has continued on social media platforms as young people continue to demand more from government.
No. Language can be applied. No, listen.
Well, so those were Ghanaians. So one group saying that, you know what, all is not well. We're also sympathizing with the Ghanaians here, and the reasons why there was this Occupy Jubilee House protest. It's about a week ago it was going on. They carried those same concerns to the UK, the streets of London. Another group of Ghanaians, pro-government group, identified mostly as MPP members in the UK, also sought to counter that. Well, these are the reasons why they hit the streets in the first place. This is it. The UK protesters, where the placards that they were holding had these inscriptions about increased minimum wage, better education system, better healthcare system, unemployment, accountability. These were the reasons why the Ghanaians in London sought the audience of the High Commissioner, Papa Oswankoma, and they actually were guided and allowed by the police to protest at the frontage of the High Commission. These reasons. So let's get two people from both sides, those who were protesting, raising these issues, and this other group of NPP persons as well who put themselves together to counter the protest. David Ajayi is the convener of Occupy Jubilee House UK, the UK branch. And then you have the Richmond Kwame Boateng, who's the organizer of the NPP UK. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. I'll first start off with you, David. Now, did you achieve the objective for which you went on this protest earlier today?
I mean, first of all, what we wanted to do was also to support our brothers and sisters back home in Ghana because, of course, we know the ongoing issues that's been happening in Ghana. And obviously, as diasporans over here in the UK as well, we thought it was only right for us to lend our voice to support back home. And also, number two, to pass on a message to our leaders, letting them know that the use of the country